Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here. In today's video, I will be talking about the Chase Young trade rumors and if I think he will get traded, to who, and when I think it could possibly happen. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also hit that like button and the notification bell as well. Super close to 11,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that button. It takes 1 second. So over the last month or two, there's been a bunch of different Chase Young trade rumors, right before the draft, after they didn't pick up his 5th-year option and stuff like that. And I'm going to talk about that in today's video. So there was a report from Doug Kleiman saying the Commanders are open to listening to trade offers about former 2nd overall pick defensive end Chase Young. There were other reports as well. And listening to reports is one thing. I don't think you should ever not listen. I mean, unless it's Patrick Mahomes. And even then, sure, you can just listen to what they're saying. It's not going to hurt you. So I think they should listen to, trade offers from Chase Young. Because if someone's offering you 2 first-round picks, hey, I'm fine doing that. But no one's going to be offering you 2 first-round picks. And, if someone's offering you a 4th-round pick, then what? You know what? You just hang up the phone and decline the trade. Or you just don't even engage in the trade talk. But listening to trade offers isn't a bad plan at all, because you've always got to listen. But actually engaging in those talks, being the first one to call, or being like, you know what, I wouldn't do it for a 2nd-round pick, but if you throw in a 1st, I would consider that. Then that's a little bit different. Then you're not necessarily shopping, but you're engaging in those activities. And that's not necessarily something you want to do if you want to keep this player on. I just think right now there is no reason to trade Chase Young unless you know something that all these other teams don't know. And in that case, okay, if you can get him for now before you think it goes bad, then go ahead and do it. But I don't think that's the case. So the thing is, if you trade him now, you're getting bad trade value. You're probably going to get a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd. I don't know what his trade value is, but it's not going to be very high. That's if you trade him now. And then some people are like, well, let him ball out in the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games of the season and then trade him at the trade deadline. Well, if that happens and he's balling out, then wouldn't you want to keep him? That's kind of my take. Like, if he's looking really good and the trade value is going really high for him, you might as well keep him, because then he's showing he's what you thought he would be with that number 2 overall pick, or at least, showing that he's worth more than a 1st-round pick, and he's, helping your defense go to another level. And you can just keep him and extend him in the offseason, or do franchise tag him and then maybe trade him if you need to for more value than you're going to get that during the middle of the season. But I would still try to get a deal done with Chase Young. And Montez Sweat as well, same thing. I don't think you need to be trading him right now. I really don't think so. And I don't think any of these guys are going to get traded, honestly. At least not this season. Unless there's some friction between Chase Young and Ron Rivera, which, it seems like they don't necessarily have the best relationship, but I don't think it's anything bad. They're just not super close like some of the other guys are with Ron. And some rumors, it's like all the fan bases want Chase Young. Right here, if you search up Chase Young and every single fan base wants to trade for him, that should be telling. And the thing is, I feel like the national perspective on Chase Young is much higher, and the narrative is much higher than Commanders fans are on Chase Young. And that's because, yes, we have seen him play, and over the last 12, 13 games he's played for us, it's been pretty bad. He's played at an average level. He's been a good run defender and gets a little bit of pressure, but for the number 2 overall pick, it's been really bad. So besides, obviously, the second half of his rookie year where he was really good, and I was like, okay, this is why we drafted him with that number 2 overall spot. We need to see him get to that point again. And again, if he does that, I just don't see why we would trade him, because he showed you that he's, worth that 2nd overall pick. And if he's, doing that, it means he's one of the better pass rushers in the league. and he's a dominant force for you on defense, and you might as well keep him. He's a DMV guy, and it would make sense to do that. And the Montez Sweat's a different question, but if you can get a deal done with one, let's say they both ball out. If you can get a deal done with one of them, let's say Chase Young, you can franchise tag the other and potentially trade them, or just keep them for another year and see what's going on, or keep them until the next year's trade deadline and trade them. It gives you more flexibility. So there's definitely still a way they can keep both of them. It just depends on how Sam Howell looks, and the next front office, if there is one, which probably will be, they're going to have a lot of decisions to make. A lot of decisions to make. And let's see, anything else? And Albert Breer also said the Commanders might be willing to listen to trade offers for former number 2 overall pick Chase Young. Again, I think listening is very different than calling themselves or negotiating a trade for Chase Young. Chase Young, I still believe in him. I still think he can be a dominant pass rusher in this league. Maybe not top 2, maybe not top 3, but I think he can be a Pro Bowl, potentially an all-pro pass rusher in this league. Not necessarily perennial, but I think he can get there. I still think he can. But he's got to get healthy, and it seems like he is right now. Hopefully gets off that brace soon, keeps working out, work on those, more moves than just the bull rush. And I think Kimes talked a lot, but he talked about it a lot. But he had a lot of a bit of a stutter step in his second year, which made it worse for him in terms of getting to the quarterback. So hopefully eliminates that, and he has a dominant year. Because if he has a really good year, the Commanders' defense is going to be really, really good. Even without Chase Young, they're going to be good. Probably top 5, top 10 without Chase Young. Like if Chase Young was not on this team, they would be a top 10 defense for sure. I think maybe even better. They were like 6th last year. But with Chase Young, if he plays if he gets 10 plus sacks, I think this defense can be top 3, maybe it's number 1 in the league. I really think they can. I'm going to make a whole video on that because they're making more additions than just having Chase Young back for the season. They added in Quan Martin, first-round pick Emmanuel Forbes, Cody Barton, which kind of is a 1-for-1 with Cole Holcomb, and they brought in a couple other guys. Some guys are hopefully going to get better. You bring back, or not bringing back, but Thedarin Mathis is going to be playing for you. Benjamin St. Juste in his 3rd year. Hopefully he can stay healthy. So this defense, I think, is going to be really good. And if Chase Young, Montez Sweat have good years, like really good years, this defense could be absolutely dominating and be winning, single-handedly winning games for the Commanders if the offense isn't up, to speed. But I think they will be. I think the Commanders will have a really solid season. So that's it for today's video. Also, Bradley Beal news. Looks like the Wizards are trading him. Not making a full video on that, but finally they're trading him. Probably should have done it. No, they should have done it 3 years ago, but it is what it is. End of an era with Beal. He does have a no trade clause, so he gets to choose wherever he wants. Don't know what the value is going to be. Trade him, trade Porzingis, and trade Kuzma or whatever. Sign and trade with those two and get as much as you possibly can. I think I don't know if Porzingis is a free agent, but whatever. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace.